Ladies and gentlemen, hello. We are Litmit Media, and today we're here to talk about Pokemon. This right here is our segment, and it is going to be called Backlogged.
Backlogged.
And pretty much what Backlogged is going to be all about is about a video game. Any video game that you like, Pokemon Silver, for instance. Skate 3, Assassin's Creed Origins. We're going to talk about these video games. And we're going to talk about the things we like, the things we don't like, and just everything in between. So, my name is Nicholas Cartier. This right here is Dan Allen.
Hello.
And we're Litmit Media.
Ooh.
And today the game that we're going to be talking about is Pokemon Sun and Moon, because Pokemon Sun and Moon, Ultra Sun and Ultra Moon are going to be coming out like
They're coming.
4 days.
4 days from now, right?
Four days from recording.
Hopefully this gets up and it's like 2 days from now. 3 days from now.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
We're dated.
The hype level get dated. The hype level is high for Ultra Sun and Ultra Moon. Cartier, I'm excited to not have to host. I'm excited that you're here to guide me through this Pokemon journey, because I have heard some negative things about Sun and Moon, and it's just shocking.
Oh yeah, it's
A little.
Yeah, no, I see that. Well, some of the things that we're going to be talking about today, we're going to start at the base one, pretty much. We're going to talk about the story of Sun and Moon. Where you start off, you just move to this new land. You become a Pokemon trainer. You work your way defeating kahunas, doing island challenges, fighting Team Skull grunts, which are very underrated.
Team Skull. Man, when I first saw Team Skull, I'm glad that I hadn't read other people's reactions to Team Skull. Because I'm like, oh, you're so silly. Like, and I appreciated them and loved them, and like, I'm glad that they made like, you guys are like the bad kids. Like, I'm glad. They're easy to hate for me.
Yeah. No, I really like Team Skull. I enjoy the music they have in battle, and they're just like, they're wacky.
They're just wacky fellows.
They're wacky. They're super meta. So there's the grunts where they're like, both of our names is grunts. Yeah.
I'm loving it.
But alright. So what did you think about the storyline? Start to finish, just like.
Well, let's see. I will say the Pokemon you get just transport Pokemon, so they're called. Things you're just using to move Tauros.
Ride Pokemon.
Ride Pokemon. I should preface this all with, while I've played so much Pokemon, I didn't play X or Y. So if some of these things happen in X or Y, Cartier, tell me, because a lot of these things I'm like, look at all these brand new features.
They had a system that was like Pokemon Ride in Pokemon X and Y, but it was only like few and far between. Like there was a Ride-On that you got to ride on. There's a Mamoswine.
Mamoswine, so good. I was kind of telling you this earlier. I really enjoyed that right next to the professor's house, there was immediately an area where it's like, look at this. You're going to come back to this when you can bust through walls. Or whatever power may bust through this wall. Which is, Tauros later told, I never went back there post-game. And I was told that was a mistake by Cartier earlier.
Yes.
But no, I liked the whole flow. It was weird, no badges, right?
Yeah, just totally different mechanic. 20 years of collecting the badges, fighting the league.
I think that I hope this isn't something later you plan on talking about, but what helped the journey and the overall feel of the story a lot was, I think that was the best soundtrack for a Pokemon game I've ever heard. Like just the beginning with headphones on, like that first time you have headphones on, it's like 3 a.m. when you're playing, but it was Pokemon Sun for me, and I'm like, man, I could listen to this music forever. It really helps because it set the scene so well, and I've always loved Pokemon's music, but do I ever think that it set the scene? In some cities, yes, as an overall for a game, not necessarily. But yeah, how'd you feel about no gym leaders, just Kahuna challenges?
I mean, I'm enjoying my little vacation in Alola.
Hmm.
That being said, I do miss the gym badges, but I feel like the trials are like equally as challenging, if not more.
Hmm.
But not for most. Like, there's a couple of them. Like when you're on the island, I think it's Akala Island, the one with the volcano, and you're doing the Salazzle one,
Yes,
and it's
yes.
just spot the difference.
Oh man,
I was ready for a challenge. I was ready to sit there and pay attention, and
they surprised me with that.
yeah,
I did love that.
like, what's this hiker doing?
The hiker.
Yeah,
Uh, and it's hard for me to not talk about the story without talking about the fact the two rival system. Have they messed around with multiple rivals in the past? Like one female, one male rival? Was that a thing?
well, alright, so first gen, you had Blue, you had Gary.
Right.
Second gen,
Gary.
there was, what was his name? He was Silver and or Douchebag, I believe is what a lot of people called him.
Okay. Yeah.
Third gen, you had Brendan or May, and Wally later on, so that was like the first time that they included what
Secondary.
exactly. Fourth gen, Don was there, but mostly it was Barry, the kid with the yellow hair. He's always gonna charge you $1 million if you're late.
Did he ever charge you that million criteria?
No.
He didn't.
No.
Late often.
Yeah. But I feel like as the games have went on, they've introduced more and more rivals. Because even in this game, like you have How,
Hmm.
you have Gladion,
Mhm.
and those are like the two main rivals. So it's not as convoluted as like X and Y. X and Y, there are five rivals.
Oh, really? I did not
And
know that. Wow.
All together, the five of them did not make like one rival for the most part.
So that's interesting.
Yeah.
Especially because the positive things I have to say about the rival system in this one, I think that How is so good and caught a lot of flack from people, like questioning his existence in general. I think that they did a good job of like, not like drawing a line, but they're just like, there are multiple ways to play our series of games. I feel like How just represents the man who is living his life, enjoying it. Not that people EV training are not enjoying it, but like the competitive side of Pokemon, I'm sorry, Char. Competitive side of Pokemon is definitely a different way of playing the game. And just sets you up. If you introduced this series to someone, you would not tell them about the competitive side of it the first time they played it. You would want them to fully take in the story. I think this one does a good job of being like, Gladion's, not that he was set up more competitively than any other like NPC necessarily, but Gladion definitely felt like this is us trying to represent how a competitive player is or whatever, and this is how someone just regularly playing Pokemon for the love of Pokemon. I guess partway through, I think that maybe that message falls apart a little bit, but overall, the fact that How's just like the whole time like, that's cool, dude. Next time, we'll fight. And
Basaldas,
it also fits. Honestly, it fits the system more of if Gary Oak's so good at Pokemon, but storyline, I'm just beating him, right? And he's like, "See you later. I'll get you next time." Like, at what point am I above Gary? Because they're still talking to him like I'm the up and comer, and Gary's like a little bit ahead of me. But in this one, it's just like, how is losing to you? And he's like, "Oh man, I thought I get strong enough to beat you this time." I'm like, yeah, you gotta work to be better than me right now.
Yeah.
Like, I know it looks like I'm on vacation. This is my first week on this island, but I have thousands of hours of Pokemon.
Yeah, you're tearing it apart.
Yeah. So I do feel like that helps the story.
So as for the characters, how did you feel about Guzma? Talk about your boy.
Isn't Guzma your boy?
Your boy.
I liked Guzma. I generally just like the idea of like big boss that doesn't end up being the big boss. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
I'm the face. I just like as far as villain systems go, Guzma's in a spot I generally tend to enjoy, because he's running Team Skull. He's a bit, but he's like, you know.
Yeah.
I think Guzma is maybe got the best music in in the whole game, but also Guzma reminds me of a young me. No, Guzma reminds me of how Giovanni made me feel. Not that he's that much like Giovanni, but Giovanni was an old man. He was like 40s, 50s. Not that old man. He was a middle-aged gentleman playing this, fighting Pokemon against these kids. Like, there's so many of these people are kids, and it's like the hikers are grown. They're grown people, but it's just nice to see this group of like wannabes, this group of teenagers led by this like the biggest poser of them all. And I mean that in the nicest way. Guzma should be your boy. He definitely added a lot to that team. When people say Team Skull was weak in any way, I think without Guzma as a character, it would have been weaker. You know?
Mm-hmm.
How do you feel about it? How do you feel about it, Team Skull in general? And Guzma. Guzma.
I like Guzma, and I really, really enjoy Team Skull. I like their dynamic because, like I said earlier, like they're super meta. They're just like really like fourth wall, like almost shattering for the most part.
Yeah.
And they're just really good for comic relief. You know, they have more emotion. They have more emotion and more tone than like Team Galactic.
Yeah. You love Team Galactic.
I do. I mean, they're not bad.
Mm-hmm.
They're not bad. They're trying to wipe out the universe.
Aren't we all though? We're not really trying to do that.
All right. How did you feel about how the main character, your character, you on this journey, was portrayed? Because I got some nitpicks a little bit, and it's got nothing to do with storyline. It's mostly just about like the design of the character.
Customization was interesting in a good way, I will say. But actually, I want to hear your nitpicks. I feel like you have more to say on this than I do. I'm like, it's okay. You're talking about the actual model, like the sprite?
Well,
like
all right. So when something terrible is happening on screen,
Mm-hmm.
and then just like your character is just sitting there smiling the whole time,
There's work to be done.
Things are happening. You know, events are changing timelines.
Yeah.
And you're just sitting there smiling because you're having a good time because you're on vacation because you're just taking over the islands.
Just getting all these, beating these challenges, just like, oh man, even if I lost, I was just having a good time on vacation.
Oh yeah,
This game's not real to him.
Even if you lose, they're still gonna be waiting there for you.
Oh yeah, forever. No, oh man. Wait, is that? But how'd you feel about the clothing options? It's a weird question, but I want to know.
I think it's lacking.
Okay.
I think it's lacking. There's not a single pair of pants.
A lot of capris.
A lot of capris, but
that was an interesting choice. A lot of capris.
But there's not a pair of pants. There's no beanie I can wear. Like I feel like there were more options in X and Y, but everything about that's supposed to be like beauty. It's based on like France. It's supposed to have like that kind of like culture.
I missed a lot not playing X and Y cards.
I don't have good games. You should put it on your backlog.
We're on the backlog.
All right.
It's on the backlog.
So now we're gonna get into the goods.
Some goods.
When you had the chance, when they put a tiny little kitten, a tiny little seal, and a little round owl in front of you, who did you pick?
Okay, so here's the thing. I thought I had my mind made up. Just from pre-hype. A lot of things surrounding it, I was pretty sure I was picking that seal. You know what I mean? I was pretty sure I was going water.
Yeah.
And everyone's like, oh, so weird, Dan, because like the kitten evolves to be a pro wrestler. I understand. Sure. But people don't understand my love of owls. The thing about owls is this: magical, knowledgeable creatures. There's really only one bad owl in the history of owls, and it was Owl from Winnie the Pooh, and he's still acceptable. Like, he's just, but he's not great. Pretty pretentious.
Yeah.
Owls are great. So, I think I did get wind of the fact that it was going to be ghost grass at the end, and that probably swayed it because I'm just a sucker for ghost this, ghost that.
Yeah.
I don't regret it. What is it? Final Evolution Decidui? Decidui? I don't regret it. Oh, so good. What a great lifelong companion. If I played it again, when I was a kid, when I played it again, I always had a terrible habit of picking the same starter, going Charizard again, and going Totodile again. But I think I would probably go for that seal. I'd probably hit Litten last. Mitten last. Even though Litten is great. I think that's the thing. Litten's definitely great. And I've gone Fire so often as a starter in these games. So often.
Yeah.
Who did you start with?
I started with Litten.
Yes.
Yeah. The moment I saw the artwork for Litten, I was just like, I'm gonna get the cat.
Basic?
Fire cat.
Like actual Litten, yeah.
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 And I love Litten. I love Torcat. And while Incineroar is like really useful, like in Pokemon battles, I just do not like its design. Like it's cool that they didn't have another firefighting. It's really cool.
Right.
It's like,
what is he?
He is Fire Dark.
Oh yeah.
Because
okay.
he's a heel.
He's such a dirty heel.
Yeah, he's a heel. Yeah. He's the antagonist.
Yeah, he turned heel post Torcat.
Yep. But I don't know. I would like to see a fire starter that final evolution like stays on all fours. Because like Typhlosion, you could argue does that, but the in-game model is him just like sitting up on his feet with like his arms just like chilling.
Right. I hate how Typhlosion looks this way. The pig.
He stands up.
Does he stand up? Oh, you know, I was thinking of was it Heatran? It was on all fours, and I'm just inserting that from this.
But yeah. Other than that, like I enjoyed all the starters. All three of them are really good. My favorite one probably is the seal, but that's just for like competitive reasons.
Oh, okay. I was gonna say for aesthetic reasons. No,
I mean for aesthetic reasons as well.
I like how every form of that looks.
The changes like between what is it? Between Poplio and Brion, the difference is like they're really subtle, but I just like how the coloring like gets a little light.
Yeah.
It gets a little more like frills.
Did you like Rowlet when you first?
I thought Rowlet was cute.
Yeah, no. I think when they released the first basic forms, or like the 3 starter basics, I think that in general, except for the people that shit on that seal, and then the people that stepped up to defend that seal, in general, like consensus, nice.
Yeah, no, they like him. He's wearing a little bow tie.
There's just so much to live up to being a starter. So much. Wooper was never a starter.
Wooper was not, but Mudkip was.
He deserved more. I know. Yeah, that's actually what I was thinking of. I'm like, Mudkip.
Alright, so, Pokemon.
Wooper never... Okay.
It's a game. A video game. For Nintendo 3DS.
It's true.
And it's based in the Alola region. They released 81 new Pokemon in this game. And we're not going to talk about any of them right now. We're going to talk about the Alola forms.
Nice. I love that you're bringing them up in front of me, too.
Yes.
A little quick reminder.
Exactly.
Did anyone not like Mustachioed Rattata? Did anyone read that?
I like the way that Alolan Rattata looks. I like that he's like standing up on all twos, which is really contradictory to what I just said.
All twos.
But
it's on the ones and twos.
I think he looks better than the purple rat.
Oh, agreed. I know, just him being all black is great. Yeah. I swear to you, someone had to point out to me he had a mustache. Like, exactly. I had been playing for a while. I'm like, yeah, Rattata looks cool. No. He's got a mustache. Did you see it? No, I did not. Thanks for pointing it out. I wasn't paying attention. So good looking.
So,
At the bottom of that list, I have got an opinion for you, Cartier, but we can wait.
we'll work our way down there.
Okay.
So,
An opinion.
Alolan forms.
Mhm.
How do you feel? How do you feel about Raichu?
Uh,
Pancake eating Raichu.
it felt like something I had to accomplish, like when you're playing Pokemon Snap and you want to get Pikachu on the surfboard.
Yeah.
Like you can't do it that first round, right? Something's stopping you. I forget what.
I think you need to throw stuff at him, don't you?
Right, but something that you don't have, or you don't have anything to throw that first run.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, right. You have to lead him. It felt like something to accomplish. Getting I just wanted to see that Alolan Raichu doing that Z move, you know. And when I accomplished it, it was great. And I think it was part of my final team for that reason. It was just by the time that happened, so good. Overall, I think that with those good things being said, the last thing I need is another form of Pikachu. Honestly, I don't know if you agree with that, Cartier, but as someone who I'm like, oh, Pichu, oh, like Plusle, like Minun, is that the one?
Yeah.
It's great. And then we're giving all these things new forms and Pikachu surfing. This is my real opinion. I'm like, cool. Please don't do it again, though. Next game, don't give me another new form of Pikachu, please. Let's not dilute the star. There was only one version of Ray Romano on Everybody Loves Raymond, and it was the one we know. It's a lot like that with Pikachu, I think, Cartier.
All right.
Wait, but I don't want to skip how you feel about these things, Cartier. How do you feel about Alolan Pikachu and Alolan Raichu and the Dark Rattata series?
Well, I never ended up using Eradicate because I had just so many Dark type Pokemon in that game.
Yeah.
And so many Dark type Pokemon like early on in the game. Like they're giving me Grimer. They're giving me. I start off with the Fire one that's going to turn into a Dark. Give me Rattata. It's hard.
Yeah.
It's hard to keep like a highly composed team. So I never got to use Eradicate, but I'm not too sad about that.
Yeah.
But I do like the design for Rattata. And as for Raichu, I like that it's electric psychic, and I like that it's just surfing on its tail.
Yeah, no, that's. Oh, right. I almost forgot. Yeah, it's electric psychic. Is that Z move a psychic move? Flashback.
I think it might be electric.
Either way, I think you're probably right. Yeah, no, it's electric psychic too.
Mm-hmm. But I like the design. I like it's different, but like the same enough to where like it's not that bad.
Yeah.
It's like streamlined.
Yeah. Do you want another? Do you want a grass electric Raichu next game?
No.
Okay. See, is it the Ray Romano thing?
Yeah.
Okay.
All right. So the next 4 Pokemon
look good.
Are all Ice type.
Mm-hmm.
We got Sandshrew, Sandslash, Vulpix, Ninetales.
Yeah, let's hit them all at once. I love that. They
all evolve with the Ice Stone.
Mm-hmm.
How do you feel about the Ice Stone? A new evolutionary stone just like being thrown in there and like not referenced at all.
Ooh, right.
You know, just put in there like we have these in this tropical island.
I was real fine with it, and then you're like, with no context. I'm like, I guess it's only okay because I will protect it with the fact that I'm also offered assorted drinks that I've never heard of, and I bought them. For what? To what end? I don't know. But I think it's okay. I like the idea of, yeah. In fact, before you said that, I'm like, how's it's gotta be an ice stone forever? How's that not been an ice stone since the introduction of ice as like a real thing? You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Man, overall, I think that I regret not using the Ice Sandslash more. Looking badass. But I don't think I finished the game with an ice form of anything.
I used Ninetales. Ice Fairy worked out pretty well for me.
Mm-hmm.
Just like a Dragon Slaughterer.
So no, let's not. Let's wait. I had so much fairy on my team is what I want to say. I feel like I was rolling with two fairy things. But let's not get into it yet, because I think we're going to talk about one of them.
All right, so
Oh,
the next two we have are the very, very, very different Diglett.
so different. He's dark.
He's ground steel.
He's ground steel, but it looks like that's, oh, what, dark Diglett?
And then we have the trio, you know.
Long-haired, freaky people. You know, apply. Not all of them have long hair, but they're all blonde.
Yeah,
Is a surfer thing that's what they're going for?
Possibly.
Someone also had to tell me that. I'm like, no, they're just weird. They get hair to be weird.
Well, okay, so
No.
the thing with the hair is there's a substance in Hawaii where it's volcanic rock,
Mm-hmm.
and pretty much it like makes a hair-like kind of fibers
Mm-hmm.
inside of like the what would the hardened magma be, lava stone or whatever.
Is that igneous rock?
Igneous rock,
I don't know.
Tell us in the comments.
Metamorphic.
But no, that's pretty much like there's actual like Hawaiian stuff to do with their hair. That being said, I don't like it. I don't want to spend too much time on it.
Dragon glass, by the way.
Dragon glass.
Whatever dragon glass really is.
Obsidian.
It's obsidian. Yeah, yeah.
Is it obsidian?
I don't know, it sounds right.
How'd you feel about Meowth?
When I looked down at, that's why I was excited when you scrolled down. I'm like, oh man.
So many good dark types.
Not Meowth though.
Persian?
Meowth is fine. I was definitely looking at Persian though when I was super excited.
Yeah.
It's just silly. I'm so torn on the new forms. Like part of me's like so great. Part of me's like with the Pikachu thing. I'm like it's great, but man. Then I look at Persian and I'm like, goofy face on everything, please. Like that smile. Is that cross-eyed smile?
It like actually looks like a Persian cat though.
I'll accept it. Yeah. I accept it far more than I accept some of the other things on this list.
Alright, so next on the list is the Geodude line. How do you feel about that? Rock electric.
Geodude reminds me of how I felt about Meowth, how I felt about Diglett when I first saw them, which was like, these are new forms? Because when you're hyping it up, when you're watching the hype, and they're like, ice, Sandshrew, and you're like, that's ice Sandshrew. You've seen shit like that, and then just like this Diglett, I'm like, that Diglett looks the same. I'm like, oh, I guess it's a little darker. It's Grunstadt. So I feel about Geodude. Well, just Geodude himself, it's only okay. Obviously, by the time we get down to Golem, I think that magic has happened. And I think that I continue not to know how I feel about new forms because I want that to be the only Golem now. Like, how do you feel about this as a whole, the whole line of Geodudes?
I like the
Graveler.
Alright, so Geodude and Graveler, they don't look too much different. They so Geodude has less fingers than he usually does.
Whoa.
If you can look at his sprite work.
This is why you're running it, Cartier.
And
To point stuff out like this.
The between regular Graveler and Alolan Graveler, like his arms are a lot like more like stockier. And then just look at the arms on Golem. Like they're tiny.
Those little arms.
Yeah, little nubs. That being said, he does have a railgun.
Yeah. What? The facial hair? The crazy...
The iron buildup.
The iron buildup.
Alright.
End of the list here. Ooh. My
Alright,
opinions
so
are
we're gonna hit these three. We're gonna hit the first two, and then we're gonna hit the last one.
Okay.
So the first two are we got Grimer and Muck. They're counting as one.
Mm-hmm.
And then we got Alolan Exeggutor.
Yes. Let's start. Let's keep it civil at first and say, you know, Grimer just makes me think, what did shiny Grimer look like? Because if that was it, that'd be a happy shiny find. I'm like, oh yay.
Yeah.
So the basic Grimer, it's nice. The multicolor Muck, are you down with it, Cartier? Because I think I am.
I love it.
Okay, whew, cool. It's
love
weird though. I could see people being like, that's too much, or that's.
He's got one weakness. His only weakness is ground.
Oh yeah, definitely. I didn't even realize you were talking about like type. Yeah, poison dark is a sick combination in general.
Yeah. Like
He looks cute.
And then, how do you feel about Alolan and Exeggutor? How do you like the Alolan Exeggutor?
Well, let me tell you. I love Exeggutor so much, it hurts. Like, actual Exeggutor, like, it's one of my favorites when I was a kid. Like, it's dopey looking. Like, I love it. And I understand, like, it's half brilliant. It's half brilliant to be, like, in this sunny region, this is how it really is supposed to be growing, this is palm tree. And to add to that, one really positive thing I could say is when they're like Exeggutor Island. A deserted island filled with these things that now look like palm trees, that was brilliant. But guess what, Nintendo? You could have said Charge-a-Bug Island, this place where no one lives, and only I would still be so down with this concept of an island where there's only one Pokemon. Like, in general, in Pokemon, as a series, if you're in one grassy area and there's only one Pokemon in there, rare. I feel like that's a rare situation. So, a whole island is just that. I think, there's Exeggutors and there's actually Executes there.
Mm-hmm.
But here's the thing. And this is me sugarcoating it as much as I can. I hate your stupid long neck. Maybe it's because it's so close to the heart for so many years of my life. Exeggutor is just, he's the joke of these forms. I don't like it. He's the joke, Cartier. Everyone's laughing. I don't think it's funny. I'm crying on the side.
So I guess my next question is, Alolan Marowak.
I could go 60 more minutes on this Exeggutor if you really want to.
I know. We're at 32.
Okay. No. Alolan Marowak. Is that only for... Is Giant Marowak one of the challenges? Or am I just thinking of the
It's one
volcano?
You, at the volcano, you fight Marowaks.
Okay. Okay. I don't remember catching a Marowak for some reason. Oh, no! No, it's over there in the same region as whatever Salazzle's first form is.
Yeah. Slammed it.
Yeah, once again, I don't think I used it too much, but I've always been a Cubone fan. So, I would say aesthetically, Alolan Marowak, cool. Fire Ghost, how do you feel about that, Cartier?
I like it. I feel like it would be just out of this world if they... So, Pokemon Red and Blue, you're in Lavender Tower. There's this ghost that's telling you to go away.
Mm-hmm.
So you whip out your Silph Scope,
Mm-hmm.
like some kind of badass. And what do? You look and you see the ghost of the Mother Marowak. What if it was an Alolan Marowak with a Cubone?
What if it was?
I think that'd be pretty cool, but I do enjoy it.
Silph Scope mentioned. Anyone playing Pokemon Bingo at home? Chip onto Silph Scope. He said it. Cartier said it.
Alright, so 81 Pokemon. We haven't talked about them yet.
Mm-hmm.
We're not going to go through every Pokemon. But what are some memorable Pokemon that you used on your adventure?
Yeah, so telling me Fairy was new this game, right?
Last game, X and Y.
Okay. So this is going to mean less to people. This probably isn't one of the 81 new ones then. Sylveon? Is that X and Y?
That's X and Y.
But, well, I guess I am going to. Telling me there's a new Eevee form to go after, and this one was weird. It was, I guess a few of them are happiness based, but it's like happiness and something weird with Sylveon. So worth it. Probably one of the few times, except for my Dialga, Dr. Funk, being on my final team for that. For one of the first times where my starter wasn't like the most overpowered thing on my team during the last battle, because it was Sylveon. Because Fairy kind of wrecks. It kind of destroys.
Yeah.
It did well in the main game for me. Real good. I was trying to think what my second Fairy type was, Cartier. I'm more and more thinking it might have been Ice Ninetales. But yes, real quick, these are all the new ones, right?
Yeah.
Let's start this right here.
You like Charge-a-Bug?
Charge-a-Bug's great. If we can take a quick look at Vikavolt, I think you'll find that Charger Bug looks better. And if he had just become a bigger square bug that looked like he plugged into the wall, I think that we all had a better time. I really enjoyed Charger Bug. When I ran into Charger Bug, the reaction was a rare one for me when it comes to like seeing new Pokemon. Like a Hoot, right? I love Hoot. When you first run to Hoot, is that second gen, right?
Yeah.
First run to Hoot. Oh, it's a good example. In that second game, you're just looking for new Pokemon. Hoot's in the beginning, and I was like, I love owls. Hoot only okay, Ricky. So I think Charger Bug stood out to me. Crabrawler, hilarious.
Yeah.
I was not. I didn't go in on the Rockruff stuff.
You don't like it?
I liked it. I didn't pursue it. And whenever I battled someone, they had like a Lycanroc, I was always like jealous. And I'm like, oh, I think I got. I had. I forgot it's not male and female. It's literally time of day, isn't it?
Yeah. Well, it's the games.
Oh, it's games?
Yeah, in Sun you can get midday, and in Moon you can get midnight.
This is why. I think it's because but you battle the midnight form in Sun still. Yeah.
You can technically catch them in Sun. If you go to the altar of the Sun or Moon or whatever one, and do the thing where you like go 12 hours.
Mm-hmm. I loved the Professor's Rockruff, but my midday Lycanroc didn't look. I just didn't want to play with him, so I didn't. Oh man, I think that's actually the standout of maybe this whole thing.
What, Mudsdale?
Mudsdale.
Because he's got stamina?
Oh man. Oh, Mudsdale is so broken. Not really. A little though. I have lost viciously. Was up like 6 or 5-1, and then got swept by a Mudsdale last because I just dragged my feet, and then he was indestructible.
Yeah.
Yeah, Mudsdale's great. What's a standout one for you, Cartier?
Standout one for me? Beware.
Yeah, definitely.
Amazing.
Couldn't agree more. Give me more weird bears. It's weird. Normally, I'm more of a fan of the basic before they evolve. I definitely prefer over Teddiursa Ursaring. Maybe it's because when me and you played MMO, just like, man, I just had EV trained him correct. I just finally paid attention, and it's just like his slash was one hitting a lot of things. And it just felt good. I'm like, Ursaring, you're out.
Yeah.
Do your job. One hit some things. Bears. Need more bears in Pokemon.
Another Pokemon I really liked? Gliscopod.
Gliscopod. Wow, do I not remember it? Oh, okay. Yeah. I still barely remember it.
It was Guzma.
Okay, yes.
I like him.
I did
like
not
him
have one.
Another one I really like, Type Null.
Oh man, you skipped over something great there. Type Null is so good. Obviously a standout from this game, right? Without a doubt. What is it? Savali?
Yeah, Savali.
Also great.
Who was I skipping over? Am I touching him?
If you're talking about a ghost that is also a sandcastle, you're talking to the right guy.
Yeah.
I just enjoy it. I forget what the second one's called. Palisand. Oh, it's a palace at that point. Sandygast. It's cool. It's so cool. He's got a shovel in him. I think that weird concepts like that are more valuable to the Pokemon franchise than Lillipup. Is it Lillipup? I love Lillipup. But just another little pup. I feel like, no, let's make a sandcastle ghost. And that'll be it. That'll be the day.
Do you want to know who my favorite ghost type is?
Yeah, yes, I do, Cartier.
My favorite ghost type in Sun and Moon has got to be Mimikyu.
Had a presence about it, and not just like a ghosted presence. They tell you where that Mimikyu's going to be. They're like, go in there. And I'm like, all right, I'll get to it. Like, there's an intensity.
Yeah.
You don't know. You've heard the rumors about what this Pokemon is. I definitely had to take a second thought. I think it's a really good choice. I love Ghost Pokemon in general. I love Ghost Pokemon in general. But that's a great choice. Oh man. I need
These three. I didn't use Bruxish or Drampa. I never caught. I have not caught a Drampa yet, but that's in Moon, and I'm currently playing Moon, so
Not in Sun.
not in Sun.
Oh man. I would say I don't think I caught a Drampa either, which is surprising.
I did use a Delmise.
Okay.
Delmise is pretty sweet. It is also a ghost.
I'm unfamiliar. Is that Moon exclusive, or
I believe
bad kid?
I believe Delmise is Sun exclusive, but you can only get them in like
Bad kid.
one or two separate like fishing holes.
Oh, it's very interesting.
Did you use any of the dragons?
Did I use any of the dragons?
Yeah.
Show me the dragons. No, not to that boy.
You didn't use those guys?
Mm-mm.
Did you use Turtonator?
Yes. Yeah. Yes. Thank you for reminding me. Wow, another standout Turtonator. Yeah. For those of you who haven't seen Gamera 3, I suggest you go out and watch Gamera 3. If you love turtles almost as much as you love owls, you're gonna love Gamera 3. It's big old turtles, pretty much the Turtonator starring in Revenge of Isis. PlayStation 2 type graphics.
So, what were your opinions on the deities? We're gonna be switching it up a little bit.
Oh yeah. I think I liked and like heavily utilized, carried around like Tapu Koko for a good amount of time. I really enjoy his arms helmet. That's such an over thought out design in the best way. I enjoyed it. Who did you enjoy the most?
My favorite one probably got to be Tapu Fini.
Nice.
I like it a lot. It's like a swordfish, but it's like the closest thing to a dolphin Pokemon that we got. That's not Lantern.
Nice. I was gonna say, wow, not really a dolphin boy. That is the closest.
Yeah. So, Galeo. Galeo, how did you like your legendary?
I look forward to traveling through the dimensions with him. I think it was great. I think the first thing that impressed me about this game was turning it on, and that opening cutscene on the bottom, that little just menu screen for Sun Solgaleo just running. I remember my girlfriend seeing that and her being like, "Whoa!" I was like, "Oh, did you get something like this for Moon?" She's like, "Kind of." Immediately jealous. I can only assume that the opening, you would know. Opening screen for Sun cooler than Moon? Oh man, we're gonna find out live. They've been watching it. I forgot you said you were playing Moon.
So he just kind of floats there.
But then he flies. Oh, it's way less intense. It's a slow float.
It is a slow float.
That's why she was like, "What?" When crazy anime opening of him. All you were missing was Ash jumping from the side, like, "Solgaleo, let's go!" And him jumping on the back. And then season 48 of Pokemon.
I like Solgaleo's design, you know? When I was little, I used to watch Zoids.
Zoids reference.
I like the Liger Zero. And that's what Solgaleo means to me.
Yes. It makes me think of great... I guess everyone just... Here's the thing about Jushin Thunder Liger, the greatest junior heavyweight in Japanese wrestling history. Thunder Liger. No. Solgaleo, made of nothing but magic. Do you prefer that Pokemon to... Was it Lunala? How do you say that?
Well, it is Lunala. I have not caught Lunala yet in Moon, so I haven't gotten to use them. But just design-wise, I think they're both they both look really nice.
How nice?
Real nice.
Do you have a preference?
Well, Solgaleo looks more nostalgic for me because it looks like the Liger Zero,
Right.
and Lunala just kind of looks like this giant bat.
It reminds me of the evolved form of a Liger.
Gliscor.
Right. No, like the one after that would be this.
Yeah, right. So,
What's he got on tap?
in Pokemon,
Mm-hmm.
we have discovered these new creatures that live in a totally separate dimension, an
Yeah.
ultra dimension,
Mm-hmm.
in ultra space.
Mm-hmm.
Ultra beasts. There's a lot of ultra right there. MK.
Skipping over Lily's mom. Her name. Do you know?
Lusamine.
Lusamine. Skipping over Lusamine when we're talking about characters was a grave mistake. Worth talking about. That crazy, crazy gal. In love with these Ultra Beasts. How do I feel about Ultra Beasts? It was good. In game it was good. I liked it. And then when they hit me with that, I did not continue to search for the Ultra Beast after. I searched for one Ultra Beast and I accomplished that. And then went back to that motel room and they're like, "Ah, nice, first one's done." And I'm like, guys. And I closed it. I didn't play it for a while. I think that the Ultra Beasts are an interesting idea. I guess moving forward would be interesting what they do with it. It almost seems like one of those ideas that Pokemon scraps next generation, which would be weird
Yeah.
because it's presented to me like it's here to stay. But
I mean, a lot of people thought about that with like Mega Evolution too.
right.
They thought it was just like a one thing gimmick, but it came around.
Mm-hmm.
It's just I don't know how they're gonna incorporate them in like future generations.
Yeah.
You know, because like this generation, they just like threw a Mega Arena at you, and they're like, "Hey, you're at this part of the storyline." Throw them at this. They're like, "Now walk 14 steps that way until you hit another cutscene."
Yeah. Z moves. Sorry, that's making me think Z moves. Mega, all these things. Cartier, I'm interested to see what they keep for next. Like not Ultra. Obviously Ultra, I think all these things will be incorporated, but the next true thing, like am I gonna be giving him jelly beans? Am I gonna be petting them gently? Will there be both Mega Evolutions and Z moves still? Will Raichu be not on a surfboard, but on a tractor, perhaps?
Alright, so
Parachute.
this is the part.
Wait, no. How do you feel about Ultra Beasts? I don't have that great a point of view on Ultra Beasts.
I mean, I like them. They're it's a nice term for like not legendary.
Right.
You know.
Yeah. Oh man.
It's they're pretty gimmicky, but they're not bad. They're not bad Pokemon.
True.
But what I want to get into is the different game mechanics that were inside of this game.
Mm-hmm.
So we had the Pokepelago. Did you mess around with that at all?
Yes.
I think the Pokepelago might be one of the most useful things that they've added in a Pokemon game in a very long time.
I was Pokepelago. What the other one? Pokepelago is actually where your Pokemon are, right?
Yeah.
Not. Well, I'm sorry. What was the other one called?
What other one?
I'm sorry. It's when you are. Doesn't matter. Forget it. I'll remember in a second. But because I was so into the beans, you know, I was shaking that tree to get all. When I found out that you didn't have to keep clicking each one, and that you could just click it once, and then just like.
Yeah.
Pokepelago became a whole new world. I enjoyed it. Here's a lot of negative thoughts about it though, which is weird. I guess it's maybe not necessary.
It makes it a lot easier to like do things competitively.
Mm.
So I like it like that.
Mm-hmm.
You know, not everybody can just like play Pokemon for 3 hours a day, trying to EV train the perfect Pokemon, knocking out 252 Spearows just to get those speed EVs. You know.
just fishing for only magic
So like,
cards.
it's like the easiest way to do it. That's not like hacking the game,
Yeah,
and it's still pretty much like hacks the game.
Hexers of the
How
game.
how did you feel about the battle royale? Did you play more than the one that they make you play?
I really was really excited to have good enough Pokemon to go back. There's definitely one where I go back right after they do it. Like you're like you can still play it. You
Yeah.
just Pokemon will have no
Oh
chance.
yeah, no, everyone's like level 50 and you're just like sitting there.
So as soon as
Level 20.
yeah, it was in the back of my head the whole time is I love this four-way style. Um, this is really cool to me. I want to be able to have as soon as I have three competitive enough level 3 or level 50 Pokemon, I can come back and do this battle royale. No, I really like that mode. I definitely went back and did some. That's actually what my post game turned into when I didn't want to do the Ultra Beast thing. There was that, and then there was the Battle Tree. Right, Battle Tree.
Yeah, Battle
Yeah.
Tree. I like the Battle Tree.
Both those things. It's killing me, Cartier. What the other part of the game is when you go and you're walking around in a circle and other people are standing there, you're collecting those tickets. Tell me what it's called.
Festival Plaza.
Festival Plaza. I want to say Polka Plaza. Doesn't sound right.
That was the thing I wanted to talk to you about.
Mm-hmm.
You never got to experience the PSS. The PSS is what they had in 6th Gen, and I feel like the Festival Plaza is a step in the wrong direction for what they did.
Ooh, what? Tell me about the PSS.
So the PSS is it's your bottom screen,
Mm-hmm.
and you can click on it, and you can hook up to the internet while you're still on the overworld, and you hook up on the internet. Then you
Okay.
have all your options to do like wonder trading. You don't have to like go into a separate like game mode to access those features. You can be
Mhm.
running around on the map, and then just like get a battle from
Oh, wow.
whoever, and just stop whatever you're doing and do that. Or you can trade whenever you wanted. It was super nice, and I'm
Why
really
did they go-
disappointed.
That's weird to go away from that.
Like there are some good features about Festival Plaza. Like you can dye your clothes in there. You can get special items from the lotteries, and that's all well and neat. But the PSS is just so functionally like good. And I wanted to talk about it more with you, but you never played it.
Yeah.
I did not know that.
I'm sorry, but I do, just from the sounds of that, I understand that it does sound,
Mhm.
like you said, wrong direction. Because that sounds very convenient. And it was like a different part of it very much takes you out of the game going to the plaza. I did enjoy the Drifloon bounce house, which I think was just to raise stats of some sort.
Yeah.
Which I didn't utilize, but I'm sure was maybe a way to help with EV training. I remember looking at it, and that whatever it cost, I didn't think that was very efficient for EV training anything. But
So how did you feel about Pokemon Refresh? At the end of each battle, you can brush your Pokemon.
listen,
You can get rid of all statuses.
I could do it every 15 if I want to, because I'm playing 30 hours of this game.
Yeah.
I think in the beginning, you're either gonna love it or hate it, and then if you start out hating it, you're really not gonna like it by the end. Once you've been forced to do it for a few things, like really do it. But I was of the type I fell into the pile of, oh man, it's kind of cool. Well, I don't mind this. Like, no,
Yeah.
don't rub Rowlet on his tummy. Like,
That's how it was for me. First gameplay, I was all about it. First gameplay of Moon that I'm doing right now,
hating it.
I just don't do it. I don't have time for that. I don't have time to read dialogue. I'm just zooming.
A weird, stupid thing I do, especially when big dogs are tired and they're just laying down, I grab their paws. I'm like, even if they hate it and they like pull away, I'm like, okay, that's fine. And then I softly grab their paw again. It is funny when you like touch their foot. And they say, I don't like when you touch my foot. I'm like, okay, touch their foot one more time just to get that reaction again. Then you're like, okay, we can move on and give you jelly beans. We'll figure out all that foot stuff. I do think that I'm glad I wasn't forced to do it more. Like if it wasn't, like I said, by the end, if you're even remembering to do it, maybe like every like dozen battles, like less if you have focused on something, keeping someone. But people are as happy as they're gonna be. You got rainbow jelly beans, that'll help, you know. it's so funny. The point of view of now on Moon, you're hating it. That that was just a game back in the day, Cartier. Let's just pet this Pokemon. That's all.
Yeah. So, how do you feel about the pacing of the game?
I know you have some interesting things to say about the pacing of the game. It felt good getting to the second island, right? Like it felt like it didn't take that long getting to the second island, and weirdly enough, besides it being exciting that you're in a new place, it didn't feel that important moving to the second island as it should have. As opposed to when you in Red and Blue, when you get the Cerulean City gym badge from Misty, and you move forward from there, second badge, 1/4 of the way through the game, ideally. That feels like you've accomplished something. 1/4 of the way through the game, you're in a Nugget Bridge, about to meet Bill, the thief, and dig, or cut, and just this and that.
Mm-hmm.
Feel like it could have been a really good device. Like, now you're on this new island. Didn't feel as important as it should have been. Maybe. I don't know. Not as important as the other thing I described. That part in Red and Blue. So pacing-wise, I don't know. I think that it is so different from other Pokemon games. It's kind of hard for me to judge. Like, they all fell into a pretty similar formula of things that are cities, things that aren't cities.
Yeah.
Caves and the like. This one definitely takes a weird turn. Sometimes I was surprised that I was already at the challenge for that area.
Mm-hmm.
I remember thinking for the volcano one where I was already and it was fine, and I, was prepared enough for it.
Yeah.
What do you think about the pacing of these games, Cartier?
I feel like over the years, Pokemon games have gotten a lot more linear than they once were. In Red and Blue, there's like a certain area where like, pretty much like once you get that third badge,
mm-hmm.
you can pretty much roam around and do whatever you want. There's not much stopping you. Like there's a Snorlax in your way, you can't go that way.
But you can get lost every
yeah,
way.
you can find a way around it. If you wanna take on Sabrina, you can give that a shot. Or if you want to take on the Celadon gym, or maybe even if you want to go and take on the Pokemon Tower in Lavender Town, you can do all that. But in this game, I feel like they held my hand too much. I couldn't walk more than 25 steps without getting into a cutscene that probably didn't matter.
Whoa, there's a Tauros on this road. Better back away.
Exactly. And it's
just a thing. It's just a thing.
It's just a thing. But the pacing, I think it was too slow. The first hour of the game, you don't really you accomplish getting your Pokemon, and like from like a story side of it, that looks nice. People like that kind of thing. They like a very interactive story.
Mm-hmm.
But at the same time, I want to be able to make the journey my own.
Mm-hmm.
I don't want to follow this linear path. That's not something I want to do.
Right. That's Cartier. First off, Cartier, I love you. Second off, Cartier, you bring up things that I would have never thought of. The idea that Pokemon's become more linear is real. And at first, when you said that, I'm like, no. The more I think about Sun and Moon, it's like, now you can go this way. Man, it's really true. Not true to the point of like Final Fantasy 13. Like, this is the only way. But no, it's very true. Man. Especially like walking into town, there's like a clothing store. Oh, by the way, towns look really good in this game.
Yeah.
I thought they looked really good. I think everything in general, the cutscenes, Looked good. I feel like we passed.
There's a really nice aesthetic to most things.
But yeah. Yeah, no, they really do hold your hand a little bit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And how do you feel about the difficulty of the game? I think those two go hand in hand.
Mhm.
Pacing and difficulty.
I have a buddy who just cheesed his way through this game by he like skipped like trainer battles, like he just like wasn't grinding at all. Minimum grind, zero grind. He was trying to win a bet with a guy, so his idea was finish this storyline. He's like not reading the dialogue. It made me very upset on the inside. Just ran through it so he could start competitively raising these Pokemon because they only had so much time and there was money on the line or something like that. And it opened up my eyes to the fact that being underleveled made that game harder for him, and he still got it through it faster. I do think that maybe this was an easier game. I feel like since the beginning of time, I've had to play Final Fours less. Like, oh, you lost the first time, like, come back later. Like, that's happened less over the years. And like I said, when I felt like I should have been prepared when I got to the volcano challenge, but it was fine. It was always fine, Cartier. So maybe it's because I'm used to like half over grinding things.
Yeah.
And that's also, but play how you want to play too. Let me preface that. If you want to run through it and not look at the dialogue and then build a competitive team, that's fine.
Yeah.
Like, just know that's also fine when Hal doesn't know how to say Lunala.
So I think we've covered a lot.
Good amount of things.
They brought a lot to the table. They put a lot in these games.
Mm-hmm.
And Ultra Sun and Ultra Moon is coming out, and I'm excited to see what else they're going to do, what else they're going to bring to this alternate storyline, this alternate envisioning.
Yeah, more Ultra Beasts clearly, which makes sense if we're going to see more in that dimension, which we did just dip our toe into with Sun and Moon. I wish I could have been there a little longer. So, wish is answered.
What you're saying that you wish that there was more than one straight path, one
Right.
linear path.
Right.
They're like, this is the plot of land that you're going to be walking on in Ultra Space.
Do you fight Guzma in there again?
I believe you do.
Man, I remember about that time. Like, Guzma's not here for you.
Yeah, he's just hanging out there. He's all depressed. He's just like, man.
Yeah, it'll be fine, Guzma. Fight you.
So I guess my last question of the segment will be, out of 10, what would you give Pokemon Sun and Moon?
Every time the Litmit guys have asked a question like this, we're always like not done with the game, and it's always like a half joke, but it's just real. Like, finish this game, have had time to reflect on it. I would say the words. I would say the number 8 with a point and then a 6, because it deserves it. I don't think it's a perfect game. I didn't give it a perfect score. I think that this was a good step. This was a good game. All the negative things I've heard about it, I tend to not really agree with. I think that's just like sometimes when I hear those things, I'm like, well, it's Pokemon. Like, you don't want to play Pokemon then. Like, if you don't like these things.
Yeah.
I think overall, it is the high 8s. The high 8s. Cartier, what would you give it? Someone who's put more hours in than me, without a doubt. Even with you, you're honest. Is this your second playthrough or third playthrough?
Second playthrough.
Okay. So you hadn't played Moon at all?
No.
Cool.
So I would give it a solid 8.
Okay, nice.
Just a solid 8.
Mm-hmm.
And I love it. I love the battling mechanics. I love how fluid it runs, but it's just the linear story gets it for me.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and knocks it down a couple branches. I would like to. I like to explore. I play Pokemon games so I can like search across the land, not walk down a path that is predetermined.
For sure. I think that you're a little more grounded with that 8 than I was. 8 sounds like a good score for it, especially because I didn't bring this up. As much as I like the challenges, I do not want to see them stay. It's cool if we keep trying weird things with different regions, but it's also cool if we go back to gyms. If we... Was it you? I think this might have been you. If you're like, oh, what if different people were playing online Pokemon? People get assigned as the gym leader. Like, was that you talking to me about that?
No.
I don't know. But the idea of gyms are just essential in Pokemon, not that like, oh, can't believe this game has gyms are just a social construct, man. The gyms are good. The system of gyms is good. I just like that there's a hub in each area where kids go to train Pokemon, even though you clearly should be training Pokemon in the wild, because that's what every main character of the game has done.
Yeah.
But it's more experience on person-to-person battles, Cartier.
Yeah.
Yeah. Surprisingly, I do not want those challenges to stay. I'm down to keep experimenting with different things, though. Guess what? Give me one bracket-based tournament. Give me a bracket and a catalog of characters to fill out that bracket. And then have me and Snorlax fight through that bracket. I just want a tournament. Has there been a tournament in a mainline? Like, look at these brackets.
So in Pokemon Black 2 and White 2, they had a thing called the Pokemon World Tournament, which was a bracket. And they had different settings on there, so you could fight different, like you could fight the gym leaders from a different region, or you could fight all the champions.
That's cool.
It was nice.
Was the bracket real? Did that bracket move?
It was a bracket. It was a nice bracket.
I'm about it.
I liked it.
I'm about it.
Enjoyed it. So,
let's get all the friends together for the
get
end.
all our friends.
Man, backlogged, my friend.
Backlogged. So, we are Limit Media. I'm Nicholas Cartier. This is Dan Allen.
I'm Dan Allen.
And this was Backlogged.
If you like the things you heard, hey, litmitmedia.fireside.fm, the most reliable thing. Who knows when a video goes up next? I can tell you when a podcast goes up next, and that's Sunday afternoon, every lazy Sunday afternoon. Hear our glorious voices, Trey, Grunstadt, Kyle Melville, all those good things. There's other ways to seek us out right here, besides this beautiful backlog video. Any closing Pokemon statements in general? I know that you and maybe some of the people were expecting a Poke Challenge, which is not coming, and this is not a fake out.
No. We'll get to a Poke Challenge.
One day.
They'll find out what it is. If they listen to the podcast, they know what it is.
They know what that Poke Challenge is. Yeah.
Well, I guess the only thing really to talk about, or the only thing really to close it off with, is that I personally am very, very excited for Ultra Sun and Ultra Moon to come out, because one of the things that we learned, a giant rainbow R is coming back, and I just want to tell everybody that they need to prepare for trouble.
And make it double.